Men must sacrifice some women to get women that they want. And I'm going to cover the philosophy part, then the psychological part, the stoicism part, and then the logic part that is being influenced by reality or of the physical world that we hold onto. For Isaac, to get any lady that you want to have in your life, you have to sacrifice some of the women that you want. Now, I want you to inquire this with me. I want you to follow this with me. Right now, Isaac, you want some women, or you have been dating some women, right? And you perceive them in a certain way, and at the moment you want certain women because the women that you thought you want aren't the one that you really want when you try to understand what you think delivers your needs, right? So here's the thing, Isaac. You want Hannah, but she must have a character that is not the same as Christian, or she must be attractive, or she must be confident and sexy. So, how you perceive someone that is a female, in your perception, you will approach another lady, or you will want your ex back, or you will want a new chick because of how you perceive her. But we are saying, and we are inquiring together by agreeing that to get that one lady that you think you want, or to get that one lady who might be your potential partner, Isaac, you have to sacrifice some of the women. I'm not saying kill any lady, okay? I'm not saying abuse women. I'm not saying be toxic to women. Let's inquire together. These women that you want, you admire the ones that walked away from you, Isaac. They are just illusions because they deliver what you think it's a need to your existence. And you need to get rid of those women, which means you need to get rid of the illusions. You are only attracting these women because of your perception of whom you think they are. She walked away. She never called you. You are the problem. You need to work on yourself. You need to go to the gym. You need to get a six-pack. You need to get some money. So that perception, you have a sense that when you get all those things together, Isaac, you will get the potential partner. Another illusion being influenced by the past sense of I need to gather these to get these. But that sense causes conflict, division, suffering, torture in the brain. And the brain is psychologically consistently suffering because it is relying on an illusion that was influenced by a perception of a specific sense. 99% of the women that you want, and at least your mind thinks these women delivers your need, it's all an illusion. Let's follow. 99% of the women that you want, and you think, or your brain thinks, or a human being's brain thinks that these women delivers your need, it's all an illusion. And that is where the suffering stops psychologically. Once the brain is aware of that, if I don't have the lady, I will be alone. And if I don't have a lady, I must pursue another lady so that that lady can help me deal with the sense, which is just a perception of you magnifying it. And now, when that lady will finally walk away, you have invested in her, worked so hard for her, loved her, for the perception that that will deal with your sense. Then you are completely relying on Hannah. But it's just the simulation, feeling of how you are programming your mind to rely, perceive, and work. I know the type of women that Isaac you want. She must be sexy, confident, She must be attractive, understanding, caring and loving, and maybe more than that, right? Let's inquire together. Maybe to you, that is just a basic need, and they must check all the boxes. So you meet with me on the highway. I am sexy, I am confident, I am understanding. Does that equal to a long-lasting relationship? Okay, it fulfills to what you perceive it's a need, right? Let me ask you this. Will it last forever? And now that I checked all your boxes, we have a relationship. You will get attached to me. And at the same time, because I am fulfilling your sense and your perception, one day she will get bored with you. She will want something new. She will want to find something interesting, something that is emotionally thrilling. So if she finds herself another man, what will that do to you, Isaac? Torture, emotionally, psychologically, suffering mentally. That is another thing that you have to be aware of. Now, unfortunately, Isaac, for you, these women do not exist in the real world, but they do exist in a simulation world. That is a world that has space in your existence. Once you identify Hannah as attractive, and then there is space between you and Hannah. And that is a confirmation that you are analyzing Hannah and you are not paying attention to Hannah. Rather, there is inattention. And when there is inattention, this is where you make the wrong choice. But for you to understand fully and get the woman you think you want, you can have in your life, is to be aware that you can have that lady in your life and want nothing to do with her. You can love her, care for her, and want nothing to do with her. This is in the psychological world. Imagine telling Hannah, or imagine someone telling you, Isaac, I love you so much that I want nothing to do with you. This is a confirmation that I am not attached to you. I am in control of my own perception of reality, which is the existence of oneself. But if I say, I love you, I'm doing this for you, in return I must get this, that sense in the psychological world, when you don't deliver, I will be hurt. My mind will be in conflict within itself. This is what breeds division, suffering, and torture. That is when you will be in a cage of trying to fix, understand, work on yourself, do something else. In return, I get this, but the return that I will get, it's not sustainable. So I have to work something else out to sustain that sense. That is what? The psychological slavery. This is some of the insights that I need us to inquire together so that we can free our mind from a specific perception that we think maybe this is the way forward. You are just enslaving yourself, Isaac. You need to be aware of that.